Okay, so we had a lot of students not do so well on the quiz, so I decided to review some of the questions with you before you take your retake. Question number 1, what is the main purpose of Yes? Now remember, Yes was the first essay, and that author was talking to us about warning labels and making a connection between the amount of sugar in sodas and putting warning labels on sodas. So what was the purpose of that? To convince the reader that soda has a lot of sugar. To convince the reader that warning labels on sugary drinks should be required. To convince the reader that sugar is unhealthy, or to convince the reader that warning labels on sugary drinks would be as effective as warning labels on cigarettes. Which one do you think is the most important, the main purpose that the author was trying to, or that the author had? For question number 2, to achieve the purpose you identified in question number 1, meaning the purpose from this question up here, the author of Yes does all of the following except. Now remember, when you're answering an except question, one of these did not happen and 3 of them did. So which one of these did not happen? Explain why soda and other sugary drinks are unhealthy. Did this happen or not happen? Explain why warning labels on sugary drinks would be effective or good. Did this happen or not happen? Provide evidence that young Americans drink a lot of soda. Compare the proposed California law with a similar law that was successful in another state. So which one of these did not occur in Essay 1? Question 3. Consider the following sentence from No. No was the second essay. But bombarding soda drinkers with warning labels won't help. In this sentence, bombarding most closely means which of the following? Asking many questions of, harassing with a huge number of, devastating, attacking with firearms. Now just listen to the way that word is used. But bombarding soda drinkers with warning labels won't help. But blank soda drinkers with warning labels won't help. Which of these would best fit in this space? Question number 4. Which of the following best expresses the central idea of No? Remember, the central idea is the main idea. Warning labels on sugary drinks? That's a ridiculous idea that won't solve any problems. Don't get me wrong, sweet drinks are a problem. Should beverage companies really be punished with obnoxious warning labels? Sugar isn't everything. Which one of these best expresses the main idea of No? Now remember, the main idea is connected to the main purpose. What was the author trying to convince us of in this essay? Question 5. According to the author of No, what would be more effective than warning labels to discourage people from drinking soda? So what would be better than warning labels to discourage, meaning stop people from drinking soda? A. Increasing the size of the nutrition labeling to make it more obvious. Did they talk about this? Banning the sale of large sodas everywhere except grocery stores. Did they say that we should do this? Taxing sugary drinks so that they cost more. Did he say this in the text? Did he say we should do this? Limiting the amount of money that beverage companies can spend on advertising. Did he talk about this? Did he say he could do this? So you're asking yourself, which one was the one the author thought would be better than just using a warning label for us? Question number 6. On which of the following points do the authors of both essays agree? There is sugar in just about everything we eat. Warning labels on sugary drinks could save many lives. Sugary drinks are the main cause of obesity in the U.S. Beverage companies are not responsible for the choices about people make about what to drink. Which one of those would the authors of both essays agree? Now remember, for them to both agree, they would have had to have talked about it in both essays. Question 7. According to the author of Yes, that's Article 1, what evidence supports the idea that it makes sense to require warning labels on sugary beverages but not on other foods that contain sugar? What evidence supports the idea that it makes sense to require warning labels on sugary beverages but not on other foods that contain sugar? There is a killer on the loose. It lurks in the grocery stores and restaurants. It may have found its way into your house. Does that support the idea that we should put warning labels on sugary beverages? The problem with soda and other sweet drinks is that they contain an enormous amount of sugar. Does that support the idea that we should put warning labels on sugary beverages? But food without fat tends to taste like cardboard unless you sweeten it. Does that support the idea that it makes sense to require warning labels on sugary beverages? While consuming a lot of sugar in any form is bad, drinking a lot of sugar is particularly terrible. Does that support the idea that we should put warning labels on sugary beverages? Which of those best supports that? Question 8. In the graphic titled Apple or Apple Juice, how does the author support the claim that fruit is healthier than fruit juice? He shares a cautionary anecdote about a diabetic who drinks fruit juice. He gives scientific information about how fruit is different from juice. He shares statistics about the benefits of whole fruits. He quotes a nutritional expert to earn the reader's trust. Remember, an anecdote is like a personal story, and statistics are numbers. Which of those, if any of these, were used to support the claim that fruit is healthier than fruit juice? Question 9. For which statement from No, Article 2, would the graphic in Yes, titled Apple or Apple Juice, be an effective counter-argument? Remember, a counterpoint, we talked about this when we were doing our double bubble graphic organizer for comparing and contrasting. It means that I say something and you say something to argue it down. So if I say apples are red, then you say, well, oranges are orange. So those are both talking about color, but each giving a different point. So which of these could possibly be a counter argument for something in Yes? And obesity is a leading cause of disease such as diabetes and heart disease. Should we put warning labels on every box of cereal, every jar of tomato sauce, every package of bread? One apple contains about 21 grams of sugar, more than half the sugar in a can of soda. Beverage companies are already making efforts to help Americans be healthy. Which one of those would be an effective counter-argument for the graphic titled Apple or Apple Juice? Meaning it's going against it. Question 10. How does the author develop the main idea of the section titled The Worst? By suggesting that there is too much sugar in the food we eat, then explaining how the body absorbs fructose. By emphasizing the idea that too much sugar is bad for your liver. By highlighting the idea that sugary drinks are bad, then explaining how the body absorbs the sugar we drink. By discussing how a lot of sugar is bad for you. Which one is the best text organization of the entire section, not just one paragraph, the entire section titled The Worst? Okay, so try it again, do your best. I opened it up, there are many tries, and then make sure you email me when you have submitted your retake. Good luck.